Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'm Kyle with This Is Drive, and today we're going to experience the legendary 2019 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray convertible together. Now, the Corvette was first introduced in 1953 and only 300 were produced, each of them polo white with a red interior. Since just 300 were made, it was not only a rare vehicle to be seen in, but also a test for the brand to see how the market would react to such a car from Chevrolet. Little did they know the Corvette would become one of the best known American sports cars ever made. Now, first, we just have to talk about driving. I mean, for all practical purposes, it really is a race car that's street legal. I mean, we have a 6.2 liter V8 engine under the hood with a whopping 455 horsepower at 6,000 RPMs and 460 pound-feet of torque at 4,600 RPMs, which gives us a 0 to 60 time of just 3.7 seconds. Now, of course, it's rear-wheel drive. I mean, nothing at this price point can really touch it when you consider that a standard Corvette has a base price of around $56,000. With a few options, you'll end up around $60,000, but that's still incredible. You get so much performance for the money here. I mean, anything from Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, it's going to be into the 80s or 90s, easily. Now, plus, it handles very well. I mean, we have the magnetic ride control here, of course, which is just fantastic. I mean, I'm driving right here in Northern California, up in the mountains, and it's just so on point. I mean, it just grips the road really good. We have that really good 8-speed dual clutch automatic. We have excellent brakes they'll just keep on going all day long. You know, we have a manual as well if you prefer to do that. We have GM's downshift rev matching for that. But obviously, the Corvette's a very wide car, really long. It's, rather heavy. It's more of a Grand Tour track car, but really, you want to just push it on the curbs. It can do it. It's not a problem. It gives you a lot of confidence. Now, we have various drive modes, which is wet, eco, touring, sport, and track, which change, the throttle response, steering feel, and suspension, plus the exhaust note. However, the exhaust note can be independently changed within the multimedia system, and I just keep it on track mode. I mean, all the time. I mean, why not? You're driving a Corvette, and it should be loud, and it is. Now, with the magnetic ride control, you really feel at home on the highway too. It just soaks up the bumps. Plus you get an easy 25 miles to the gallon on the highway because it has that cylinder deactivation. I mean, it does everything well. It's a comfortable touring car. You can settle it on the track too without a problem. And again, with that cylinder deactivation, from the 8 to 4 cylinders, it's easy to get the 25, 26, 27 mpg on the highway, which is very impressive. Now, when Chevy introduced this new version of the Vette in 2014, everyone was blown away by the outstanding next level interior. And even today, it still looks and feels fantastic. The leather seat quality is good. Even the door panels are made from metal. Now, the Bose speakers also have a really nice placement. It gives it, a nice extra interior design sort of finesse. And it's really just a nice design accent. We have the real leather and metal all over the interior. Even the door panels, the shapes and curves, it just gives it a very sporty yet classic feel. They made, everything center around the driver, sort of a cockpit vibe, but they didn't forget about the passenger either with their very own climate settings, plus, heated and cooled seat settings for both people. I also love how they integrated the door handle buttons. Not only does it, look unique, but you get to press an electronic release button as if you're in some sort of Lamborghini. It's pretty cool if I do say so myself. I really just can't speak highly enough about the overall design quality of the interior. Now, the tech inside is solid with a fantastic heads-up display which has multiple screen options. So you have rounded tachometer with a G-force meter below, a track tech. So definitely a lot of options there. Now, the multimedia system is pretty good. It's one that's been in General Motors cars for a while, but it can be integrated with Apple and Android CarPlay, which is really good. It has, navigation, standard, again, the standard GM system that you're used to. Now, the screen could be more responsive to touch inputs. You have to hit it really directly, like straight on, to get the response that you want. Now, again, you can also change the exhaust note here within the system, as you can see from the various settings. Now, the digital gauge cluster here, which I just really fantastic. This is fantastic. You have several different viewing options, once again, which changes depending on your driving. You can set it manually. For example, my favorite cluster is the sport mode, but I generally drive it in touring mode, so I can adjust it accordingly in the settings, so I can continue my sport gauge but still drive in touring. And now with Apple and Android Auto, the system it's very good. All this technology is good to have, but the Corvette's really about the experience of getting it. You can take away all the screens, the heads-up displays, the Bose sound system, and you'd still have an incredible machine. I mean, just looking at it, you can tell it's something special with a striking front-end design, long, wide front fenders, and sharp, long headlights which drape down from the front fenders into the front fascia. You really feel, like you're sitting in a race car. As you're sitting inside, you just dips down in the center, and this really gives you such a phenomenal feeling. And what also really stands out is the quad center exhaust in the back, which is really my favorite design aspect of the exterior. It really ties everything together with the quad rear brake lights too. It just makes everything look even, and who doesn't love symmetry? Now, the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette is a legendary American sports car that continues the tradition of raw rear-wheel spinning V8 power. Combine that with its reasonable starting price, incredible interior, and stunning looks, you just can't go wrong. Whether you'd like to spend some time on the track or just soak up some backroads cruising with the roof off or top down during the weekend, it will be a joy. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed my review of the 2019 Chevrolet Corvette. Now, for additional information and my rating on this car, please check out the description, and you can find additional information down there. Well, until next time, I'm Kyle Edward from This Is Drive.